ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ओम नमो भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ओम नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ओम
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव
नरोत्तमं
देवीं
देवी सरस्वती व्यासं ततो
जयमुदीरये।
जयमुदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
श्रीपतेषु
नित्यं
नित्यं
भागवतस्य
भागवत्से
भगवती
भगवत्युत्तम श्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति
भक्तिर्भवति
नैष्ठिकी।
नष्टिकी।
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च गोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we are going to start chapter 5 of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad's instruction on Srimad Bhagavatam for Vyasadeva. So Narad Muni is instructing Vyasadeva. So we'll read. Sutvacha अथ तं सुखमाशीना
अथ तं सुखमासीना
उपासीनं बृहच्छ्रवा
उपासीनं बृहत्स्रवा
देवर्षि प्राह विप्रार्षिं
देवऋषि प्राह विप्राशिम्
वीणापानी समायन इव.
वीणपाणि समायनेव.
Hare Krishna. Who would like to read the translation and purport? Any volunteers?
I can do that, Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna. Sut Goswami said, "Thus the sage amongst the gods, Narada, comfortably seated and apparently smiling, addressed the rishi amongst the Brahmanas, Veda Vyasa. Narada was smiling because he well knew the great sage Ved Vyas and the cause of his disappointment. As he will explain gradually, Vyasadeva's disappointment was due to insufficiency in presenting the signs of devotional service. Narad knew the defect and it was confirmed by the position of Vyasa. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here Narad Muni is smiling. So who else was smiling when some in the scriptures? Can anybody remember when one of the persons was asking him question and he also started smiling? Kind of smiling.
Prabhuji Krishna.
Yes, Krishna. Natasha Mataji said? Rakshita Mataji. Okay. So Krishna, when was he smiling?
Prabhuji, when he says वो वाला shloka, I'm not 100% sure. Shoche ananva shochas. Is that just to say पहले he was smiling?
Okay. So Raksha Mataji, didn't you want to say something?
I thought Karpanya dosha.
Okay. All right. So actually, anybody else want to answer? So Krishna is smiling after Karpanya Dosha. That's right. It's actually in second chapter, 10th shloka, where it is mentioned, Tam vacha rishikesha prahasan iva bharata senayorubhayor madhye vishidantam idam vachaha. That Krishna, smiling in the midst of both armies, spoke to the grief-stricken Arjuna. So here also is smiling. It's just like if a parent or a father or a guru is approached by the student or the child, and the child thinks some problem is a big problem, but then the father has a solution for it, and the vision of the father is much broader. So from his vision, it is just like a simple thing. So similarly, many times the disciple may go to the guru, and the guru smilingly answers and clarifies the doubts of the disciple. So that's what's happening here. And Narad, of course, he is Trikal, yani he's knowing everything past, present, future. And Ved Vyas also is not an ordinary soul, right? Ved Vyas himself knew what could have been wrong, right? So therefore Narad Muni is here smiling. Prabhupada is mentioning, because he well knew the great sage Ved Vyas and the cause of his disappointment. All right, we'll go to the next shloka. Anybody else would like to say anything? Okay. So anybody would like to read the Sanskrit for this? First canto, 5th chapter, 2nd shloka. Narad Muni, now he's answering. So Narad Vacha Parashara Mahabhaga
Parasarya Mahabhaga
Bhavata Kachidat Atmana
Bhavata Kachit
Kachidatmana
Paritushyati Sharira
Paritushyati Sharira
Atma Manasa Eva Va.
Atma
Manas
Manasaiva.
Eva Va.
Okay, who will read translation and perfect? Volunteers? Okay, I'll read translation. Addressing Vyasdev, the son of Parashar, Narada inquired, are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as objects of self-realization? Purport. This was a hint by Narada to Vyasdev regarding the cause of his despondency. Vyasadeva, as the descendant of Parashar, a greatly powerful sage, had the privilege of having a great parentage, which should not have given Vyasadeva cause for despondency. Being a great son of a great father, he should not have identified the self with the body or the mind. Ordinary men with poor fund of knowledge can identify the body as self or the mind as self, but Vyasdev should not have done so. One cannot be cheerful by nature unless one is factually seated in self-realization, which is transcendental to the material body and mind. Okay. Anybody would like to share anything? Otherwise, we'll keep going forward. Okay, who would like to read this? Sanskrit.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Natasha Mataji, go ahead.
Jigyasitam susampannam
Jigyasitam
Yasatu
Sampannam
Sampannam
api te mahad adbhutam
Apite Mahadad
Adbhutam
kritvan bharatam yastvam
Ritvan Bharatam Yatvam
sarvartha paribrimmitam.
Sarvartha
Paribhrimmitam.
Translation. Your inquiries were full and your studies were also well fulfilled. And there is no doubt that you have prepared a great and wonderful work, the Mahabharata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequences elaborately explained. Purport: the despondency of Vyasadeva was certainly not due to his lack of sufficient knowledge, because as a student he had fully inquired about the Vedic literatures, as a result of which the Mahabharata is compiled with full explanation of the Vedas. Hare Krishna.
So, Mataji, you want to share something from this?
Nahi, Prabhuji, here Vyasdev is just, Narad Muni is just commenting to Vyasdev that you've done a very thorough study of Vedas and presented this great work, Mahabharata. So he's complimenting him, and you've made full inquiries, very well, Vedic sequences, very well written in Mahabharata.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. So this is a nice example from the scriptures how we have to give feedback to someone. Many of you must have been in a situation where you have to give feedback to your team or somebody, maybe students or somebody is studying under you or your own family members. So here it is said, okay, first, what is Narad Muni doing here? What is he doing?
Prabhuji is commenting on the positives, the strengths.
Yeah, he's appreciating. Exactly. He's appreciating, giving encouragement that, okay, you did wonderful. That's great. So those who are little experienced in these things, sometimes when somebody starts, so this is when you have to give feedback. This is how you have to, keep in mind. But let's say when you are on the receiving end, when you are in the receiving end, sometimes if somebody starts the conversation by giving you a positive thing or something, then those who are experienced, their mind will start going, oh my God, maybe I did something wrong. That's why he's telling me about the positives, and soon he's going to come to the negatives, So people sometimes, those who are experienced, they can make out, oh, gadbad hai. Something is there, dal mein kala hai. All right. Who would like to read the next one?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Jigyasitam adhitam cha
Jignasitam adhitam cha
brahma yattat sanatanam
brahmayattat
Brahmayat
sanatanam
Sanatanam
tathapi socyati atmanam
tathapi
Tatapi Shotasi
atmanam
Atmanam
akartata iva prabhu.
Akritartha Iva Prabhu.
You have fully delineated the subject of impersonal Brahman as well as the knowledge derived therefrom. Why should you despondent in spite of all this, thinking that you are undone, my dear Prabhu? The Vedanta Sutra or the Brahma Sutra compiled by Sri Vyasdev is fully deliberation of the impersonal absolute feature, and it is accepted as the most exalted philosophical expositions in the world. It covers the subject of eternity and the methods of scholarly. So there cannot be any doubt about the transcendental scholarship of the Vyasdev. So why should he lament?
Prabhuji, you want to share? So, Resh Prabhu, would you like to share any points?
He's saying that why the Brahma, the compiler of all the Vedas and as well as Brahma Sutra is by the Vyasdev, who is the full scholar and is most exalted, and he has been all the wisdom in this world, and there is no doubt about it. But why his lament? Why he feel grief in his heart? So that's what he's thinking. Can you please explain, my dear Prabhu, why he's so feeling sorry in his heart? That's the what he did not do. I mean, something wrong has been happened, and what he's thinking, why he's feeling sorry.
Yeah. So this is Narad Muni asking Vedyas, right?
Yes.
So let's see what the answer will be. Okay, who wants to read this Sanskrit?
Can I read? Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Vyasa Vacha
Vyasa
So,
vacha
Astyeva me sarvam idam tyaktyoktvam
asti
yes,
sarvamidam
sarvamidam toyaktam
tathapi natma paritushyate me
tathapi
Tathapi
natma
natma
paritushyate
tanmula vyaktam agadabodham
tanmulam
Navyaktam
agadabodham
pritchamahe tvat bhavat bhutam.
pritchamahe
bhavat bhutam.
Translation. Sri Vyasadeva said, all you have said about me is perfectly correct. Despite all this, I am not pacified. I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction, for you are a man of unlimited knowledge due to your being the offspring of one Brahma, who is self-born, without mundane father and mother. Purport. In the material world, everyone is engrossed with the idea of identifying the body or the mind with the self. As such, all knowledge disseminated in the material world is related either with the body or with the mind, and that is the root cause of all despondencies. This is not always detected, even though one may be the greatest erudite scholar in materialistic knowledge. It is good, therefore, to approach a personality like Narad to solve the root cause of all despondencies. Why Narad should be approached is explained below. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here we see Srila Vyasadeva, he wrote so many scriptures, so many Vedas and so many books and everything. He was excellent, amazing scholar and such a nice literary work he did. You can't compare it with anybody else, right? But all of this didn't make him proud. He didn't say or think, "Kyare, ab to I know better than Narad, you know. Now I already wrote so many books." No, not like that. He was very truthful, honest to himself. And he could see that there is something lacking. And he didn't hesitate in approaching Guru. He didn't approaching and revealing his heart. Gohyam akhyati prichyati. We read in Nectar of Instruction, right? We have to approach and have such nice relationship with devotees where we can reveal our heart and get guidance. So like that, Narad Muni is, Vedvyas is practically showing by his own example how he's approaching and asking. Even though we can see Vedvyas wrote so many books, so many things, so many things even about future he mentioned. So he knew a lot. He could have thought, Kiare, I know now, I know better. You know, I'm not a kid now. Then some Narad or somebody has to come and tell me. No, I know. Not like that. See the attitude, see the humility, and see the submissive, surrendering nature. This is very important. Okay, anybody else would like to share anything from this? So the root cause of all despondencies, we have to identify that and focus on eradicating it. People are so much in material consciousness, so automatically they are dissatisfied. They don't have happiness. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Who would like to read the translation? This is the Sanskrit. इसको कार्पण्य दोषोपहता स्वभाव वाले ट्यून में सिंग करो. If somebody can sing like that.
I can try. Yes, Mataji, go ahead. Mataji, go ahead. I already did one.
Okay. Savai Bhavan Veda Samasta Guhyam
Savai Bhavan Veda
Ved
Samasta
Samastagudhyam
Upasito Yat Purusha Purana
Upasito Yat Purusha Purana
Paravarisho Manasaiva Vishwam
Paravaresho Manasaiva Vishwam
Srijatyavyatiyati Gunairasanga.
Srajatyapti Gunairasanga.
Translation: My Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the creator and destroyer of the material world and the maintainer of the spiritual world, the original personality of Godhead who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Purport: a person who is 100% engaged in the service of the Lord is the emblem of all knowledge. Such a devotee of the Lord is in full perfection of devotional service, is also perfect by the qualification of the personality of Godhead. As such, the eightfold perfections of mystic power, Ashtasiddhi, constitute very little of his godly opulence. A devotee like Narada can act wonderfully by his spiritual perfection, which every individual is trying to attain. Srila Narada is a 100% perfect living being, although not equal to the personality of Godhead.
What is this eightfold perfect mystic? Oh, अष्टसिद्धि लिखना है मतलब वो यम आसन प्राणायाम प्रहार प्रत्याहार आहार धारणा.
Somebody is sharing something, but we can't hear very clearly. Anybody would like to share?
I think somebody was trying to say something about Astasiddhi. I don't know what this eight perfection. What are the eight perfection, eightfold perfection of the mystic power?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, this section I was discussing actually didn't realize my mic was on mute, but we were talking about what the Ashtasiddhi was. We can know this was the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga or something else.
Yeah, I think those were Ashtanga Yoga probably, the points you said, right? Ashtasiddhi are the Anima, Lagima, like I think in NOD, Prabhupada mentions. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
So Prabhuji, your voice is, I'm not very sure if I understood the point or not.
No, Prabhu, I think what you're
Voice
saying
is
is right.
coming.
I think what we were confusing is the Ashtanga Yoga, but I think what you're saying is the Ashtasiddhis, the different siddhis that you described. I think that's right, Prabhu.
Okay. I'm sorry. I think my speaker was very, very low, so I couldn't hear properly. Okay, I can hear better now. Yes, so Anima, Lagima, Prapti, and so on and so forth. So those are the mystic prophets. Anything you'd like to share, Chaitanya Prabhu, from this shloka or purport? Or Mataji, Raksha Mataji?
No, Prabhu.
Okay, Natasha Mataji, I think you were going to share something.
Prabhuji, I was just sharing this point. Prabhupada is saying in the purport that we know that Narad Muni has all these Ashtasiddhi, the eightfold mystic powers. But that is not why he is so opulent, or his spiritual opulence, his godliness that is not even part of that. So it is all coming because of his 100% engagement in devotional service of the Lord. That is why he is that is the reason for his spiritual perfection, not his eightfold mystic powers. I just wanted to make that point.
Thank you, Mataji. Very, very nicely conveyed. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. All right. So anybody wants to volunteer
Yes, Prabhuji.
to read the Sanskrit? Okay, I'll read. Tvam paryattan arak trilokim
Tvam
Prayatnam arkaiva trilokim
Lokam
antascharo vayurivatma sakshi
Antacharo vayurivatma sakshi
Sakshi
paravare brahmani dharmato varatte
Paravare brahmane
Brahmani
dharmato vratte
Vrte
natasya menyu namalam vichakshva shava
Snatasya menyonalam vichakshava.
Translation I can read. Like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds. And like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. As such, you are as good as the all-pervasive supersoul. Please therefore find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows. Purport: transcendental realization, pious activities, worshipping the deities, charity, mercifulness, non-violence, and studying the scriptures under strict disciplinary regulation are always helpful. Okay, I don't have anything to share. Anybody would like to share anything in this? All right, we'll go to next 158. Who would like to read? Okay, I'll read. Sri Narad Vacha.
Excuse me, Prabhuji, in the last word, when you say three words, or three word means Swarga, Artha, and Patal.
In the three worlds, yes, the heavenly planets, the earthly planets, and the hellish planets.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you. Anybody would like to read the Sanskrit 158?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Suresh Prabhu.
Sri Narad Uvacha
Sri Narada Vacha.
Bhautanudit Prayam
Bhavatanu
Prayam
Ayam.
Yaso Bhagavato Malam
Yasho
Yasho
Bhagavato Malam.
Bhagavato
Yanivaso na Tusyet
Yena
Vaso
Vaso Natushet
Manyate Tad Darsan Khilam.
Manyata Darshanam Kilam.
Kilam.
Could I continue, Prabhuji, or somebody wants to read? Because I already read it.
No problem, Prabhuji. Krishna's mercy for you second time, please.
Sri Narad said, you haven't actually broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of the personality of Godhead. That philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless. Purport. the eternal relation of an individual soul with the supreme soul personality of Godhead is constitutionally one of being the eternal servitor of the eternal master. The Lord has expended himself as living beings in order to accept loving service from them, and this alone can satisfy both the Lord and living beings. Such a scholar of Vyasdev has completed many expansions of the Vedic literatures, ending with Vedanta philosophy, but none of them have been written directly glorifying the personality of Godhead. Dry philosophical speculation, even on the transcendental subject of the Absolute, have been little attraction without directly dealing with the glorification of the Lord. The personality of Godhead is the last word in the transcendental realization. The absolute realization as impersonal Brahman or the localized super soul, Paramatma, is less productive of transcendental bliss than the supreme person realization of his glories. The compiler of the Vedanta Darshan is the Vyasdev himself. Yet he is troubled, although he is the author. So, what sort of transcendental bliss can be derived by the readers and listeners of the Vedanta, which is not explained directly by the Vyasdev, the author? Herein arises the necessity of the explaining the Vedanta Sutra in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam by the same author. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Here it
Krishna.
has been
Anything you want to
explained.
share?
Yeah,
Yes, go
here
ahead.
it has been explained. I have doubt, Prabhuji, why he's saying that every time the author, everyone knows the author, and he is explicitly mentioned over here by the Prabhupada. So then definitely some meaning. And he's saying that he's in the trouble. I mean, he's troubled, but he, the abstract of this verse is, Vyasdev has written so many uh, scriptures, but he was not happy because he was not glorifying directly to the Lord. They were the dry philosophy, and that is full of the speculation. So, and if you have or anybody has not glorifying the Lord or the super soul or the Paramatma, then you are not going to get the bliss of the Lord. I mean, the mercy of the Lord. So that's what we need to satisfy both Lord and all the living beings.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Yes. So many times people, they are reading the different Vedic scriptures and they are saying, "Ke are ye Veda padhenge, we'll read Vedas and then we'll get Shanti, peace. It will lead us to very, very blissful and peaceful situation." But here Prabhupada is saying that the author of all the Vedas, Ved Vyas, he himself wrote all those things and still he was not peaceful. How you can get peace by reading the same literature? So what you have to do is you have to read Srimad Bhagavatam, because after compiling all those other literatures, he compiled this, which can actually give everyone total, complete bliss, happiness, peace, everything. And that is what is the point of describing this whole section, that Narad Muni was telling Ved Vyas the cause of why he was despondent, and then Ved Vyas worked on it and then came out with this beautiful work of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is the point of mentioning. कि जब author himself he was not able to get happiness and bliss, so you readers, how will you get? That is the point. Does it answer your question, Prabhu?
So anyway, so then did he go ahead and rewrote those Bhagavatam, or?
No, Mataji, this was before he wrote the Bhagavatam. He was despondent. He wrote the Vedas, but he had not written the This is the story telling why Bhagavatam was written. What was the
Okay.
need of writing the Bhagavatam?
Okay.
So he wrote everything else, but he was still feeling very, very despondent. He was not very happy. He was feeling something is missing. Very, very important. Even though I wrote so much, मगर वो मजा नहीं आया. I'm not feeling that. So what to do? He's approaching his guru. The guru is saying, Arey, this is what he's saying. What he's saying? You have not actually broadcasted the sublime and spotless glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the point that you have to do this. Does it make sense, Nirmala Mataji and Suresh Prabhu?
Yes.
Suresh
Well,
Prabhu, does it answer your question?
I'm glad that you are kind of summarizing, so when we move forward, I don't get lost. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes. We are all helping each other. Suresh Prabhu, does it answer your question? I'm not able to hear Suresh Prabhu. Okay. So anybody else would like to share any points here? All right. So I guess let's see if the next one is a small shloka. Maybe we can do one more. So it's not too big. We can probably do this one. So 159. Okay, I can read. Okay, who will read? Chaitanya Prabhu is reading. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Yatha dharmadayaschartha
Yatha dharmadayaschartha
muni varyanukirtika
Munivaryanukirtika
na tatha vasudevasya
Vasudevasya
mahima hi anuvarnita.
Mahimahi Anuvarnita.
Translation. Although great sage, you have very broadly described the four principles beginning with religious performances, you have not described the glories of the Supreme Personality, Vasudev. Purport by His Venerable Srila Prabhupada. The prompt diagnosis of Sri Narad is at once declared. The root cause of the despondency of Vyasadeva was his deliberate avoidance of glorifying the Lord in his various editions of the Puranas. He has certainly, as a matter of course, given descriptions of the glories of the Lord Sri Krishna, but not as many as given to religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and salvation. These four items are by far inferior to engagement in the devotional service of the Lord. Sri Vyasadeva, as the authorized scholar, knew very well this difference. And still, instead of giving more importance to the better type of engagement, namely devotional service to the Lord, he had more or less improperly used his valuable time, and thus he was despondent. From this, it is clearly indicated that no one can be pleased substantially without being engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, this fact is clearly mentioned. After liberation, which is the last item in the line of performing religiosity, etc., one is engaged in pure devotional service. This is called the stage of self-realization, or the Brahma Bhuta stage. After attainment of this Brahma Bhuta stage, one is satisfied, but satisfaction is the beginning of transcendental bliss. One should progress by attaining neutrality and equality in the relative world. And passing the stage of equanimity, one is fixed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. This is the instruction of the personality of Godhead in the Bhagavad Gita. The conclusion is that in order to maintain the status quo of the Brahma Bhuta stage, as also to increase the degree of transcendental realization, Narad recommended to Vyasadeva that he, Vyasadeva, should now eagerly and repeatedly describe the path of devotional service. This would cure him from gross despondency. Hare Krishna.
Chaitanya Prabhu, would you like to share a couple of points?
So, Hare Krishna. So, in this shloka, Narad Muni is coming down to the main point as why he thinks is trying to answer Vyasadeva's question, why he's still despondent after writing so many Puranas. So, in the purport, Prabhupada mentions that during the course of writing all the Puranas, Upanishads, and the Vedas, Vyasadeva has certainly described dharma, so it's religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and salvation, which we also call dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. So, throughout the Vedas, these four principles have been addressed, and what is needed to achieve them, how we can progress in them. But in between, interspersed with all these topics, some mention of Lord and the glories of the Lord is mentioned. But a lot of it is focused on the other items. Hare Krishna Prabhu, actually, can you continue? There's a lot of background noise.
No problem, bro. It seems like there's some ecstasy going on there. People are in ecstatic bliss hearing your recitation of Bhagavatam. Hari Hari. Okay. So, anybody else would like to share any points here from this? So can anybody explain the last paragraph, this paragraph? What is this Brahma Bhuta stage which talked about? Can anybody explain? Nobody wants to explain? Too easy for your stature? Or everybody is sleeping or left? Or am I not
Prabhuji,
audible?
this is no, you are audible, Prabhuji. So Prabhuji, it is written that it's Hare Krishna, that it is the pure devotional service. So when, like from what I understand by pure devotional service, that when you realize your position and whatever being even in the material world, you're doing everything for Krishna, that all your senses are engaged in the service of Krishna, that is the pure devotional service. When you are not affected by any good or bad, any fruits, occurred by your actions, you just accept everything as a mercy of Krishna, whether it's sukh, dukh, or any other situation. That is called pure devotional service, that you're just accepting and serving Krishna without any motive. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else would like to share?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can try.
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
So Prabhuji, from Brahma Bhuta stage, I understand the Brahman platform, like here Prabhupada is saying stage of self-realization. So a person who is now not, like Krishna says, does not lament, does not have desire, excessive material desires. He has transcended the three modes. So that person, and he's a well-wisher of everybody, that person is now qualified and can engage in pure devotional service. So now he has reached the platform where he can engage in pure devotional service. All those qualities of like a sober person or Dhir Purush. So those Mahatmas, they are on the self-realized platform, or Brahman platform, Brahma Bhuta stage. Please correct, Prabhuji. That's how I'm able to verbalize it.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So, Prabhupada writes here, one should progress by attaining neutrality and equality in the relative world, and passing this stage of equanimity, one is fixed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So Brahma Bhuta stage is definitely Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na Shochati na Kankshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Madhakti Lavate Param. That's from Bhagavad Gita, right? Krishna is telling. Mataji nicely explained. Self-realized platform, very, very advanced platform. But even when you talk about pure devotional service, properly person can do pure devotional service when he is in the liberated platform only. Before liberation, we are just trying to, do some endeavors to attract the mercy of Krishna so that we can actually perform it properly. But properly, when one comes to the liberated platform, that's when happens. And liberation, one first, the stage of equanimity or neutrality comes. Remember, when we say there are 5 rasas by which we associate or engage in service of Krishna. The first is the Shantaras. So that Shantaras is neutrality. And then passing that stage, you want to do service, but the nature is still very neutrality and equality. That tendency of actively doing service has not manifested in the maximum sense. And then one passes this stage, then he becomes in loving service. So after neutrality, what is the next mood in which one devotee can do service? It's one out of the 4 moods, right? At least one out of the 4 moods, I should say. So what is that? After neutral, it is dasya, servitude, then sakhya, friendship, then vatsalya, parenthood, and then madhurya, like a lover. So those are the actually services which devotee is doing in the pure by the practice of pure devotional service. All right, thank you all the devotees for participating. So I think we will stop here, but once more, tomorrow is nice celebration